Today is a good day. We are going to get airbags put on our truck. I went down to the local tire store. I'd already bought my Airlift 5,000 airbags and asked how much just for them to put it on. And they said $600 to $700. And I said, no, thank you. So I called up my father-in-law and asked him what it would cost. And he said, just come on out. So luckily I have a father-in-law that knows how to mechanic on most things. So he's going to help me put them on. And we're going to see what kind of a difference they really make. Hopefully they aren't too hard to put on because my father-in-law just had shoulder surgery, so he's going to tell me what to do and I'm going to do it. And if it goes like most things that I do, we'll have to put them on 4 or 5 times, but they'll go on. So it looks like we're right about 58 inches right now with just the hitch in it, nothing else. So let's hook on and see what it drops it to. As you can see, hooking on the trailer, it dropped it down to about 55, 56 inches. So a little bit. One of the common misconceptions about airbags is it can take your truck from a 1/2 ton to a 3/4 ton, or from a 3/4 ton to a 1 ton, and it increases your payload and towing abilities and all that. It doesn't. What it does is it stabilizes your vehicle. It doesn't add any more to what your vehicle can tow safely. Those numbers don't change. It's not putting on bigger brakes and axles and all those sort of things. Your vehicle comes from the manufacturer rated to tow a certain amount. Airbags help stabilize it and make for a more comfortable ride and all that sort of stuff, but they don't actually increase it. This truck's payload is about 3,500 pounds. So our 2,000 pound pin weight trailer's no big deal for it. But it's not going to make this able to tow like my father-in-law's dual rear wheel that can tow, heck, like 4,500 or 5,000. I mean, the dualies are incredible on how much they can tow, and putting airbags on your 1-ton single rear wheel doesn't make it able to do that. But it does make you a little bit more secure towing within its limits that it's set up for. Well, this weekend, we are going to be putting on some airbags. A few weeks ago, we came out to my father-in-law's to put them on, and with the leveling blocks that I put on the rear end, they didn't have the little tang, I guess it's called, that the airbags sit on. So I had to order a new one of them. Alright, so we got the tire off. Now, need to remove the U-bolts and replace this 2-inch block here with the one from PMF suspension. I was hoping it'd just slide in, but the U-bolts actually go through it. So now just remove those and get that put into place. Here we have the new blocks from PMF. Really nice looking. And so if you see, we'll just remove the U-bolts and set those down in. Shouldn't be too bad. We have removed the block here, the 2-inch block, and we are ready to put in our PMF suspensions block. It also has the extra tang, so that way the airbag can go on it. We had to drop down the shock, or drop down the axle just a little bit to do that, and we've put everything else together. So we have the PMF tang right here, ready to go in. Everything's good. For our truck, we are doing the Load Lifter 5000s. Luckily, he had his old compressor and all that from his old truck, so I'm going to use that and get the bags on, and should be good to go. Oh, we are having so much fun. So hopefully, hooking up the last bolts on these airbags and everything, it's been a little bit of a project. Had to do a little fabrication, but overall pretty good. The PMF suspension blocks and tang worked pretty good. I wish I would have known that the tang the block that I put in the first time didn't have a tang on it. I had no idea, so my bad. I should have checked more. But if you're looking to lower the rear end of your truck 2 inches or 1.5 inches to fit a fifth wheel better, check out PMF suspension. Okay, we got the bags all put on. Now we need to run the Airlines. But we're about to lose sunlight, so that might have to wait for tomorrow. Not too bad though. A little bit of retrofitting, and so hopefully this goes a lot easier. A lot less rolling around under the truck, but I doubt it.
Here, so we're right there ready to go to the compressor. That only take a few minutes. If you want it, while we're in the middle of it, crawling around underneath.
Yeah, and then we need to run, don't we have to run a power cord?
We'll have to tie to a battery some. I took mine clear up and put it on the battery. Yeah, you have to have what I done.
Decided the easiest place to mount the compressor was right here, just along the frame. Run all the Airlines, pretty easy. Running the Airlines is pretty simple. Just come out of both bags, up to this little T, and then up to your compressor. Right, final step, just hooking it up to power. And then hopefully we won't have to redo it 4 or 5 more times. Sounds like we have power. After getting everything wired, we ran into a little problem. The compressor wouldn't shut off. We went back into the instructions and found out that we were missing a part to the compressor system that Eldon had taken off his truck. It was missing the relay, so the remote wouldn't shut it off, so it just kept on running. So there should be a relay coming off here. We tried to hardwire it in, but that obviously didn't work. So we had to press pause on it for the day. And a new relay was actually more expensive than a gauge. It came with this little remote thing, but that obviously doesn't work, so no big deal there. I had to figure out a new way to do it. I didn't want to put a gauge right down here at my legs, because you're always kicking them or hitting them or all those sort of things. And I just didn't see a good spot to put it that would be nice and out of the way. Until I saw on Keep Your Daydream where they mounted theirs. On their airbags, they mounted them right here. So I thought, what the heck, might as well do that. Just had to take and cut them in a little bit, ran the lines up through the dash, and worked out really easy. So now I have the little switch. I can even drop the pressure out. All right here tucked away, and nobody can see it. Not hitting it with my legs or anything else like that. So I was pretty happy with that. And it just keeps everything looking clean and just normal without having some big gauge hanging somewhere. So if you have a 2017, 18, 19, 20 Ford, it's a nice little spot for it if your gauge will fit. When we hooked up before putting on the airbags, we were right around 56-ish inches when the trailer weight got onto the truck. So I'm interested to see what it does now. I'm not looking to adjust my ride height a whole bunch. It's more about quality of ride and maybe just boosting it up just a little bit. I have 20 pounds in the bag right now. It's not a whole bunch, but it's kind of probably where we'll run when we're towing. We'll see how it goes. But looking at our height, right now we're at about 57. So we're 1 inch to a half an inch higher just with 20 pounds in. Our trailer already ran pretty level with the truck, so we don't need to have a lot of up and down. Hopefully this will help if there's any bucking or jerking or anything like that. Also, with a little bit of that side-to-side sway, that you get when passing another vehicle going the other direction, those sort of things. It was never too bad with this truck being well within its weight limits, but it was noticeable sometimes. You hit that gust of wind or whatever, and this should really help stabilize. Now, we were able to do this not too bad on the 2019. We didn't go into a whole bunch of detail on how to do it, all those sort of things, because there's way better videos online that can walk you through step by step, and I'm just not able to do that. Overall, not too hard if you have the right tools, so we were able to walk through it and get through it. It might have took us a little bit longer than it would take a mechanic or a shop or whatever, but it got done and it works. If you're looking into airbags, I'd recommend going with Airlift. It was really easy to put on. Well, really easy for somebody that knows what they're doing. I struggled with it, but even I was able to do it. And I'd recommend doing this. It just helps you tow your load so much better. As always, thanks for watching and enjoy your weekend.